Okay, in this video, we're going to go through Communications 101, which is our most basic skill module as of now. So Communications 101 deals with phone communications and general principles. So number one, courtesy and professionalism. So we're always polite, we're always helpful, we're never making assumptions or guessing. Okay, so one, being always polite. It's easy to be polite to nice people. It's the difficult people. We're going to be kind to them no matter what. If someone's rude, unreasonable, all of the above, we're going to be kind. And if someone is being verbally abusive or something, we're going to say, okay, excuse me, I'm sorry. I have to excuse myself. I can't really communicate with you like this, or whatever it is. And you're going to be kind. You're going to end the conversation. But we are always going to be kind. We're never going to tell someone off. We're never going to put them in their place. None of that, because that's not our place to do. We're here to serve and to be kind and to be humble, okay? And if someone is being rude or whatever, we don't know what's going on with them. We'll, pray for them. God will take care. God will get a hold of them, help them out, whatever's going on with them. That's not for us to put them in their place or anything like that. Okay, always being helpful. If we don't know something, we don't say, oh, I have no idea, or I don't know. We say, we're going to get back to you on that. If we don't know something, we're going to say, I'm not sure, let me find out, we'll get back to you, something like that. Okay, we're always going to be helpful and figure it out. If it doesn't help someone to say, I don't know, or beats me, it doesn't really help people. But what does help them say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know, but we'll get back to you on that. Okay, no assumptions or guessing. So we don't want to assume things because people are relying on us to give them the right information. If we don't know, totally okay. Just go to back what we just said. I don't know, I'm sorry, we'll get back to you. These days with Google AI, we can pretty much figure out everything pretty quickly, but we don't want to guess, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but we also use AI carefully. We're not going to trust it 100%. Okay, the next part is phone etiquette. All right, so this used to be maybe more common back in the day. Now people talk on the phone a little bit less, I think. So we're just going to go through some basics. Number one, be respectful of people's time. So on the phone, we're going to be clear and concise in how we communicate. We're not going to ramble. We're not going to just go on filling dead space, saying stuff that doesn't really mean anything. Unless you're actually having a conversation and you care about the person, you're talking about them, you're asking or something like in real life. But we're going to try to keep filler language and meaningless talk kind of to a minimum, because we want to be clear and concise on the phone, and we want to keep be respectful of people's time. We don't want to do a 15-minute phone conversation when 3-minute would do, unless we're actually helping them with something or some kind of emotional need or something, okay? The next part is part of that, clear and concise communication. We're going to speak clearly. We're going to relay the concepts clearly. It's actually better to speak slowly and thoughtfully than it is to speak quickly but a little jumbled. So it's okay to slow down so we can think and speak quite precisely. That's a good thing, actually. Spelling and repeating back information. So when we're taking patients' names, addresses, phone numbers, things like that, we have to make sure that they're totally accurate. We can't afford to make any mistakes. So even if the patient's name is John, we're going to confirm the spelling. Someone says, what's your name, sir? John Smith. Okay, John, John. Wait. They'll say yes, or no, Jon. Okay, Smith, Smith. We're going to confirm everything. Addresses, Sinnapuxent. Oh, how do you spell that? I'm sorry. And they'll spell it. And then we're going to confirm. Is that an N like Nancy or an M like Mary? S-I-N like Nancy? Got it. It takes a little bit of time. It is annoying. That's why a lot of people don't like talking on the phone, but it's just what we have to do. It's one of the limitations of phone. And even in person, by the way, we have to do things like that. Really, that's one of the advantages of text, is we get to see things, but people do make typos. So, okay, and closed loop communication. So when we're communicating with people via phone, text, voicemails, messages, whichever way, we want to confirm that they've received and acknowledged the important information. So if we send a communication, we're going to call to confirm, did you receive that? Do you understand? Unless they wrote back saying, oh, I got it, thank you. Okay, so closed loop communication is very important. Closed loop communication, just going back to basics, is if I communicate something to someone else, they're now going to communicate back to me. I received your message, I understand it, we're good. The loop is closed. If I say something to someone, they do not acknowledge, I don't know if they heard that or if they're acting on it. And it's not okay for me to just leave it and assume, I think they heard me. It looked like you heard me. We want to make sure. So it's easier if the other person closes the loop. You might have to ask, do you understand? Did you hear me? Or whatever it is. And then wait for the response, yes, I heard you, or yes, I understand. Okay, the last part of Communications 101 is familiarity with the staff portal. And this is where we have all of our essential information. So you must be familiar with the staff portal. You have to study it. You have to go through, you have to read every word on there. And the point of that is so that you will be able to locate information on the portal quickly. You don't have to memorize everything. Of course, memorizing helps, but that comes with time, or you can, do it rote, but that's, I got to admit, even me, I don't really like rote memorizing things. That just comes with time. But being familiar with it is mandatory, because that way you can navigate quickly and get to where you need to go. It's not an enormous document, so it is very doable with about 30 to 45 minutes worth of study. One would be very familiar with it and able to navigate it quickly, and then repeat that over the next few days to cement that in the brain, and you should be good to go. So all of the key information is on there, and it answers many common questions. Remember, if there's something we don't know and a patient asks us, it's okay. We just say, I'm sorry, I don't know. We'll get back to you, and we take the message, and we go from there. Okay, and one final point, the appropriate use of AI. This goes with our practice, and this goes with everything in life. AI, super helpful. I think of it as a very glorified search. I don't like how they're making it all personalized and sounding like a person talking to you, and it's using slang. It's trying to manipulate our psychology. I don't really like that. But what AI is it's a very advanced search. So whereas before the internet, remember, we have a question, we have to talk to people, we have to read books in the library. And then the internet came, Google came, then we just search for things, then we look through a few websites and we kind of figure it out. Now we ask the question on AI, and it very accurately gives us an answer with a paragraph or two we read, and there's our answer. Okay, but we are checking the sources. We're not going to just take it at what it's worth, because it sometimes is making mistakes. We're going to check the sources and read those for ourselves to have higher confidence. Using AI very quickly to get an idea is helpful, but just remember, do not fully trust it until you've verified sources or spoken to someone who knows. Just be aware of that, and just be aware of the psychology and the manipulation that the tech companies are using. With AI, they're using very accurate human inflections in the verbal speaking. ChatGPT and the other applications, when they're speaking audibly, it sounds just like a person, and they're using intonation and fluctuation in speech, and they're using a familiarity. It speaks to you like it's your friend. These are all psychological manipulations, which I don't really appreciate, but what they can do is they can make us trust it more than we should, because it's dealing with our emotions. I actually would prefer if it was just a robotic voice and it said something like, if you asked it, what's the tallest mountain in the world? I would appreciate if it said, according to, whatever the source, Britannica.com, the tallest mountain is Mount Everest at 29,028 feet, or whatever it is. I would prefer if it did that, rather than many times the AI is like this. You ask, what's the tallest mountain in the world? And it says, the tallest mountain is Mount Everest. Are you thinking of doing alpine mountain climbing? It is pretty intense, or whatever. It talks like this, and I don't like that, but just beware, take it for what it is, and don't trust it until fully verified. But it is, of course, very helpful, so we do use it. And okay, so that is all of Communications 101. So just to summarize, number one, courtesy and professionalism. Professionalism. Always polite, always helpful, no assumptions, no guessing. Phone etiquette, we're respectful of people's time. We're doing clear, concise communication. We're spelling and repeating back information to make sure we have it totally accurate. And we're using closed loop communication with patients to make sure they receive important messages and to make sure that they understand and everything is good. And then the last part is we have to be familiar with the staff portal, and we use AI carefully, and we check the sources before we give it full confidence. Okay, thanks so much.